Hello everyone. Jesus Christ, I'm so stressed. This is Christmas. Good Friday morning, or yeah, Good Friday morning. That's when I'm gonna publish this. I'm recording this with my phone because the gear is not yet set up in our new studio space. Not it's this new space is a lot different. It's There's a lot of people around. There's a lot lots of social. It's in the same office space that Confetti is, which are the organizers of Nordic.js. It feels really great to be here. Like, the people here are amazing, and I think I'm gonna have a lot more fun and be better off. The video that I'm posting here is just like straight up the pre-vacation AMA that I did this Monday, live stream. It's like a cozy stream just before I go on vacation, which is tomorrow morning. So right now I'm trying to like get everything away, get the studio built and stuff. This is very different. It's a lot more compact than the old setup. There's a lot of arms here where the cameras are supposed to go, but like these are Visa mounts for monitors. So I'm actually I have to drill a hole for these in order to get like the camera mounts on them. Not gonna do that today. There's gonna be after Christmas. I order some stuff. So before we get on to the AMA, I want to tell you about this year's final sponsor, which is NordLocker. So it's NordLocker. It's a secure. Hello everyone. Jesus Christ, I'm so stressed. This is Christmas. Good Friday morning, or yeah, Good Friday morning. That's when I'm gonna publish this. I'm recording this with my phone because the gear is not yet set up in our new studio space. Not it's This new space is a lot different. There's a lot of people around. There's lots of social. It's in the same office space that Confetti is, which are the organizers of Nordic.js. It feels really great to be here. Like, the people here are amazing, and I think I'm gonna have a lot more fun and be better off. The video that I'm posting here is just like straight up the pre-vacation AMA that I did this Monday, live stream. It's like a cozy stream just before I go on vacation, which is tomorrow morning. So right now I'm trying to like get everything away, get the studio built and stuff. This is very different. It's a lot more compact than the old setup. There's a lot of arms here where the cameras are supposed to go, but like these are Visa mounts for monitors. So I'm actually I have to drill a hole for these in order to get like the camera mounts on them. Not gonna do that today. There's gonna be after Christmas. I order some stuff. So before we get on to the AMA, I want to tell you about this year's final sponsor, which is NordLocker. So it's NordLocker. It's a secure file storage and hosting, sharing solution from the NordVPN people. So the thing with it is that we use Google Drive a lot and Dropbox, and the problem with like stuffing files onto those services is that you don't really. I mean, I trust Google to a certain degree, but they're still like, it would be better if they just didn't have access to my stuff, you know? And that's the thing with NordLocker. It allows you to create secure spaces within your existing cloud storage, and having that end-to-end encrypted. So the encryption keys never leave your device, which is very, very nice. And still having the sync work and everything. And also having the ability to easily share that space with people without sharing your keys or messing with that. So they offer like a way for me to share my private space with David so that we can use that for private key files and stuff that doesn't really is a little bit cumbersome to sharing one password. So if you're interested in that, go check them out. There's info in the episode description, like a good coupon code that gives you tons off if you use it. That's also lets them know you came from here. Yeah, without further ado, though, I would like to wish you a Merry Christmas, or whatever holiday you're into, and leave you off with the AMA. And I will try to get the last Christmas stress out of me, and then go home to the family and friends south. Bye! Hello! Good Monday morning. Or evening in my case. Not really evening, it's afternoon. It's like, Sweden is messed up, man. It's dark outside, but it's 4 o'clock. This is the drawback of living in Sweden. Sweden is one of the best countries in the world for sure to live in, like standard wise, and as a curse, we have darkness during these times of year. Nice. So who's here? Drakwoof. Do you like fish sticks? I do. Been a while though. It's been a while. 99 Moza. Slim HS. So nice to have you here. Rinray. I think this might save my Monday. Let's go for that. Like I have had the worst Monday. Oh, I'm clipping, right? Gonna lower this a little bit. Is this better? I think this is better. Oh, that's too much. Over here. Ray. Oh, I feel ya. I'm so tired and moody today. Haven't been sleeping well at all during the weekend, and it's just ew. Shaituver. Hello, why do Gast? Try to. Asking Rinray if you're having a bad Monday. Oh, that's so nice. Like, it's so nice that people care about each other in this chat, taking care of each other. Yeah. Jabarlu, yo, hi. Osiliac from Switzerland, still at work. It's a little cold where Shaitu is. Oh yeah, Slim HS. Yes, I have a new color. It's wintry, I guess. Like it's feels nice. Oh, Jabarlu subscribe. Thank you so much. Didn't have to do that, but it's like I appreciate it so much. Danachu. Oh, it's really nice. Half Mage. Hi. Welcome to the chat. Ant Schmidt. Oh, so nice to see you again. Danachu is digging the blue. Thank you. Jaggy. Oh, awesome. Chris says like, hello darkness, my old friend. Or not so old in Sweden. No, well, it's old for sure. Regarding fish sticks, with these questions, you already regret the AMA format. Oh, I do not. I do absolutely not. I'm really looking forward to this AMA. 99 Moza compliments on the lighting. Oh, thank you so much. Perhaps we should like drop the shutter speed a little bit to make it a little bit more cozy. Actually, that's a little bit too much. There, something like that. Underscore funk just got back from a minus 30 degrees Celsius walk to school, ready to write some code. I've forgotten where you are. Where are you, underscore funk? That's some serious cold. Like outside here, it's not like. Hey Siri, what's the temperature outside?
It's currently 4 degrees.
Yeah, this is fine. It's not so cold. It's just dark, you know. Oh, no. Robert Tables, my man. So nice to see you here. Biscuit subscribed for 5 months. Whoa, good Monday morning to you. Hope you have a beautiful festive break. Me too, Biscuit. I am very much looking forward to this break. I'm gonna make a push this week to get like the Christmassy break videos scheduled and done, and so that I can have a nice unbroken break. That would be really great, and not do anything during the winter holidays and just like focus on something else. I love fun. I love my work, but I really I'm a little bit. I need a break to reset for the year. Underscore funk. It says that from Winnipeg, Manitoba, coldest city over 100,000 people. Wow, in Canada. It was minus 41 with the humidex wind last week. Jesus. Oh god. Rain Ray says I'm getting so cold just reading these numbers. It's right. That's right. It's already so dark outside, but the little I saved from Sweden was so good. You deserve some darkness. Yeah, we do. Wesley Coder, good Monday morning to you. So nice to see you here. That's amazing. And yeah, somebody. Chai Tour says, is that Quora on your jacket? Yeah, this is my Quora Top Writer 2013 jacket. Got it in 2014. I used to be very active on Quora for a while. It's pretty much where I built my online audience, really. Slater USA, go fund me to buy him some nails to hang up the art. Well, we're switching studios in a little while. We're moving studios tomorrow, actually. That's gonna be a riot. And not sure how it's gonna work out. It's gonna be really interesting. Wesley Coder, can you tell me what paint brand color name you use on your hair? I love it. I want to paint it. I like yours. Pulp Riot colors. Hang on. Actually, you can actually let's send a link to my my colorist. I pasted it in the chat, and there's a lot of inspiration there. And I'm actually like the top picture right now. Woo! And they use Pop Riot, the brand. But it's also a little bit like having a good stylist is a little bit key. I wouldn't be able to do this on my own, but that is mostly due to me being lazy and not being too lazy to do the research. Is it raining or did you forget to clean the windows? Both. No, but it's raining outside. Underscore funk. Also shout out for mental health. Take time off. Everybody needs time away and time off for perspective. A break seems like time to learn more and get stuff done, but sometimes you just need to take time away to work on parts of your life that aren't tech. Have fun, be with family, friends, etc. Yeah. Oh, good lord. Dana Shoot said, hell yeah to that. Sounds like the break will start with a lot of work, moving the studio. Actually, like my break, this is my final stream for the year, but it's going to be like this week is going to be the studio move and uploading, scheduling videos for the break, and that is it. So my break starts on Friday. Thursday, yes. It's hopefully, it's going to, like, that's my goal, to make that the last day. Final stream of the year, says Naimosa. No. Yes, it is. But you're in it. You are in it. Let's make it a good one. I'm gonna be posting, gonna scheduling a couple of videos on the YouTube channel with interviews with from Nordic.js from this year, from October. So if they are amazing. So if you didn't watch those, you're gonna have some nice stuff to watch. Best book that you've read this year, programming related or not? Oh, that's a good question. What did I read this year? Check my. I have a little bit of a hard time focusing enough to read books now. Currently, I've fallen into the trap of that many have on that I just like have hard time keeping my attention for that much time. Yeah, like I've been having a little bit of a stressful periods during this year. So I've been rereading "Realizing the Power of Now" by Eckhart Tolle. I'm gonna be writing these in the chat. Realizing the Power of Now. The Power of Now. Realizing the Power of Now. It's this very good book at like pushing you into the present, and so it's very good if you're worrying about things, or like if you're having an issue at work or in your relationships, or if a relative is sick, or like anything that is like these high stressors coming into your life that is just feels like they're overwhelming you, or like there's debt issues, or whatever like really weighs on you, or perhaps a breakup. Like I've been reverting to reading this book like whenever I had a really tough time, and it just soothes me. It's really good. On the same note, I've also been reading "Loving What Is" by Byron Katie. It's also in the same vein, and it's particularly useful when you're in difficult situations with people, and you're frustrated with their response and what it is that they're doing. Rinray, thanks. That's on my to-read list anyway, but I just moved it to first part on the list. Oh, that's wow, that's nice. It's nice that you value my opinion so much. What else? On the fiction side, it's not quite this year, but what's it called? We Are Bob, We Are Legion, We Are Bob. I love those. Oh, hang on. Loving What Is by Byron Katie. And We Are Legion. We Are Bob. It's also really good. Really fun sci-fi that it's really, I enjoyed a lot. Yeah, I'm also been for the last year because I'm reading so slowly when I'm reading on Kindle. Pushing through I Don't Want to Talk About It by Terrence Real. It's a book about hidden male depression. The suicide rate among men is significantly higher among men than women, and the average lifespan is always is also shorter among men. And for my entire life, I've known this, but I've always believed that it has had some biological factor, but it doesn't at all. So, and that is based on different factors of men's behavior, and one of them is that men are not taught introspection, so we don't know that we are feeling depressed, or like men often don't know that they are feeling depressed. So just walk around like not getting help or not really understanding what to do about it, and that's what the book is about, and what can be done about it. It's really nice. Yeah, so this is just a chill AMA stream. Ask me anything that you want, and I'll talk about it. It's just one nice chill stream that we're gonna have to end of the year. Just hang out together and see if we're Pom. Slimage, you made some videos about procrastination and talked about therapy. How do you struggle with this problem? If you can give 3 things that you try to do them usually. One thing that has been absolutely remarkable for me, or like profound this year, starting to go to a psychiatrist finally, something that I've been procrastinating on for a year, is I started to realize that I'm a pretty addicted person. Like I have a lot of little tiny addiction behaviors going on. Like with the way I approach coffee, and the way I approach like YouTube videos, the way I approach Instagram, like there's so many little things I do. Whenever I feel bad about something, I have a tendency to try to escape the source and do these avoidance behaviors, like watch Netflix instead of going to work and sorting out that thing, or it's been just to numb myself. So like the way that I've always addiction doesn't really, because you can have a perfectly healthy relationship to hello. Let's turn off my notification. You can have for alcohol, for instance, is one of those things. I don't have much of a problem with alcohol specifically, but you can have just as an example, you can have a perfectly healthy relationship to alcohol or to coffee. But the thing that makes a difference between an addict and somebody that just consumes it every now and then is that the addict uses it to suppress things as like a tooling. So I tend to go I'm feeling bored or I'm feeling sad, then I go and try to suppress that behavior, that pain, by going away and having a cup of coffee. It doesn't really do a good job of it, but it does enough of a good job. It gets me a little bit of dopamine, or often coffee has that effect. I walk down to the coffee machine and then there's a person there that I get a conversation and I get away from the boring thing or something. And that's how the loop reinforces itself. It gives you a reward for your behavior, and then you're stuck in it. So learning how to confront these addictive behaviors that's everywhere has been like very good for me. So yeah. Nistong, hello from Madrid. Contour and low, nice. Oh yeah, underscore funk. Oh, if anyone want quick reads that are really fun, check out the Dresden Files. Dresden Files are so good. Didn't read them this year, but oh, really, really good. That's an amazing tip for Christmas reading, actually. Like, they're very chill and nice. They're about this private investigator that is also a wizard and practicing in New York, solving these supernatural cases. So it's a good like whodunit, but with magic and stuff. Set in New York. Like, it's an amazing urban fantasy. Gamech. Oh, hey kompis, and thank you so much for the NordLocker stuff. Really miss you, buddy. What are your goals for next year? Some does, some don'ts. Finally, what would you wish to find on your Christmas tree on the 24th? What are my goals for the next year? Oh, I haven't really thought about that. I think I will be thinking about that during the winter holidays, or like not set them, but let this allow them to percolate and like allow myself to relax and see what I can do. Okay, so I wrote some stuff in my What do I think? Like, oh, I'm getting distracted here. Blah, 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 blah. What the hell? What? I had a nice note around this. Should never go look at notes during the stream, then you're gonna be just confused. When it comes to fun function, there's a couple of things that we're gonna be working on. The first thing that we're gonna be working on is a new concept of video called Team Tales. And it's basically job ads adapted for fun function. We've been thinking about how to do job ads for a long time, and the way we're gonna do it is that we're gonna do videos where we go to a company, we go there like on site, do interviews, and have them talk about a problem that they solved, like a challenge that they had during their history of the company, and that was critical in order to shape them into the tech organization that they are today. So they tell a story about like a failure and how they overcame that failure, sort of. And then so it's just like probably gonna do some pro bono videos of this, but mostly they're going to be sponsored videos where the company has paid for the video. So these are job ads, but they are documentaries meant to be useful even if you're not applying for that job at all, like just to get like an insight into how a tech organization solved the problem. And then it's going to be a little bit of like what the work culture is like, and give you a little bit of a window inside of a company. Because the way job ads work is that they're pretty useless in order to actually determine what the companies like to work at. So these videos are meant to be something that you can actually use to figure out if this company is useful or not or suits you. Ringray, like sounds like that format won't work for fully remote teams, but it sounds interesting. I think it might. I guess that we would use the would do the interviews remote. However, like if a team is fully remote, like never meet, like you never have any offsites or never do anything like that, then I'm a bit skeptical if it's actually like a good company. Like you have to meet, like even the most remote-y companies I know have like some spot where like we could be doing the interviews, like doing it there off sites, or perhaps you just go home to people and interview them there. I don't know. We'll see. Like we'll learn as we go. The second thing that we are going to be doing is to have something that we call masterclass. So masterclass is going back to something that the core concept of Fun for Function, or rather like our claim to fame, which is like a lot of people came into Fun for Function from the higher, like the functional programming playlist, the higher order functions and map and filter and reduce, and I haven't been doing a lot of those because Fun for Function was always meant to be a weekly show, and I realized that I couldn't be doing those videos on a weekly basis because I just ran out of material. Basically, I didn't know much, and if I'm being honest, I don't do a lot of programming nowadays either. Like my work has been slowly turning me into this tech journalist, which is more like what I think of my title nowadays. So I just don't have all that much to teach anyway. I have some, but yeah. So that's the reason why there haven't been much of those videos. But what we have been thinking is that what if we view these as something that we produce during very intense periods a couple of times per year, and we sell them as a sort of premium product for sponsors as well. So they're gonna be like much higher production value than anything what we've done, like well scripted, and we're probably gonna bring in an expert for each of these master classes. And so have them in like a very specific subject, and we're gonna like release them for free but funded by a sponsor. So these would normally be what a creator sells as a course, but we are gonna, like, because we're good at sponsorships and we're like wanna focus on that, and we found that to be like the good shit. Yeah, that's going to be. And we want to make it free for everyone. That would be also be cool. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get a driver's license next year. That's on my plan. Gotta like adulting. I've been procrastinating on that for a long time, and it just disturbs me like that I don't have it. I rarely need it, but whenever I do, I just feel bad that I can't help drive people around, and it would be nice. I'm gonna be continuing with exercise and therapy. That has been I'm really happy that I got going with those two during this year. It's gonna feels good. I think I'm gonna try to appreciate life a little bit more. Like appreciate the everyday, because I'm often get stuck in thinking about like, oh, what is my big strategic goal of this thing? What is the, like, how can I change the world, or how do I fit into everything? And I just get stuck in thinking, My therapist says that, yeah, like you're trying to solve a lot of problems cognitively, but in your case, thinking is the problem, Matthias. Thinking is the problem. So he's been teaching me a lot of these exercises to like pull me back into the present and enjoy the present. Like otherwise, like I keep chasing the next thing. Like how it's tricky. Underscore Funk says, sounds like what we do with programming. How can I create a framework that will save me time later? What am I doing with my life to do amazing things later? It sounds so similar. Yeah. It's so like I get so stuck in that. It's like it's a huge problem. It makes it look like I don't know. I think it's very sad. Like I've been that's I really hope to get to the core of that and be better at appreciating the everyday. I had I was talking to a friend of mine during this weekend, and he said that he's not so big on special days, like birthdays and Valentine's Day and so that. He instead is big on the everyday. So he gets up in the morning because his partner gets up in the morning, and they just eat breakfast together. And then after that, after his partner leaves out the door, he just goes back to sleep. So like he could be sleeping while his partner does his morning stuff and get into this day, but no, he does with himself so that they get like a nice conversation during the morning. And that just struck me that, hey, that's what life is about, like all the everydays. And I tend to complicate things so much. Thinking about like, how can I create a system out of this, or how does that fit into everything, and what is the bigger picture here? And sometimes it's just like better to just go and create some value, help some people, and just be there and like appreciate what is happening today, and try to be the best person that you can. Yes, right now, and enjoy right now. That's not exactly a hard insight to have. It sounds obvious when you say it's one of those like, oh, catch to the day and stuff like that. But I think it's a muscle. It takes time to work yourself into that, and that is something that I hope to be doing during next year. Do, 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 do. 99 Moses. It's hard to get a driver's license there. No, not particularly. Danashu says, before I got my license, the idea of driving freaked me out. But seriously, it was one of the best things I did. It's just the independence it gives you alone is so worth it. Yeah, it's interesting that I don't have a driver's license in that sense. Because I'm so independent in all other ways. Like with fun function, and the question before, somebody asked what's my motivation for starting fun function. Sorry, I don't missed who asked it. was to a large degree for independence. Partially I did it because I wanted to create as much value as possible from the skill set that I had. Like, oh, I'm a programmer and I'm a theater guy and I'm movie production and I know social media and I know narrative. But like from a career standpoint, it was because I wanted independence, and I got that now. I can do anything I want during the day. It has its advantages and disadvantages. But when it comes, I'm very independent. It's a very special thing to run your own company because there's certain power to being able to know how to make money. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people know like how to perform a job and draw a salary, but they don't actually know the much more steps beyond that. Like together with David, we could make that. Like if we lack money, we can make that, and that is a very special skill and like an enormous amount of autonomy it gives you, and a huge independence. And a driver's license is just like an obvious thing that, especially now with all these cool car services, where you just can like get a car in the same way that you get like a Lime scooter or something. It's pretty cool. Underscore Funk says, one thing I've noticed is that it's a problem with what we culturally value. How do you mean what we culturally value? Like talking about abstractions of things, or like doing a big thing, or like anything like that? Just don't ask me anything. On your numbing therapy contentment comments, I am ENTP2, so I relate with your comments on avoidance behavior and numbing addictive cycles. I've learned that you can't selectively numb, but the struggle is real. The mind is an insane place. It can be hard to distinguish between your reality and reality. Your video on therapy helped me to start taking action, so this is just a message to say both kudos and thank you. Cheers. Oh, that thing you say about it's hard to distinguish between reality and reality. Yeah. I think I feel like I should get a tattoo and say like, it's this reality or something. Because I can just think so much about things that are not real. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow or what should be happening, or like, what is the general situation here? Like analyzing the current situation. Is this person angry with me? Is this person going to be doing this tomorrow? And I'm so good at thinking about these things that they seem like reality to me. Like they affect me more. These images of reality affect it's fictitious versions. Like I dream up of a scenario in the future that is bad, and then I just think to myself, I can't possibly deal with this situation, and which is nuts, and that makes me anxietic. It's just a very problematic behavior, and next year is going to be focused on hopefully getting that under control a little bit. Underscore Funk says, I think we culturally value working to be better, bigger. We're goal oriented. I think that we value productivity over community, connectedness, and current health in favor of future potential and betterness. This thing with generating value is and being productive members of society is a trap a little bit, because it becomes this thing where you start watching these videos of like Elon Musk and self-help videos of super successful people, and it becomes a little bit like, maybe it's the same thing as those fucking phone videos I'll keep looking at. You know, like I found myself, I'm looking at like these iPhone videos, iPhone rumor videos, and I don't quite know why I do that. I don't buy like the most recent iPhone. I just like look at them, and I don't quite understand the mechanic. I think it's just like, just seems that I should be getting this thing. Like this is a status device. It's like I'm a technologist, so I should be in the forefront of technology. It's where everybody's looking. I don't know. It's some weird obsession. And I realize that the videos make me feel bad. Those are definitely one of the avoidance behaviors. It just feels like I'm getting something when I'm looking at them or something. And maybe they are kind of like the same as the Elon Musk videos. Like this is how Elon Musk structures his day, or this is how you can like ways you can become more productive, and like these are the same in that you're chasing something more. You constantly want more. And this constant like not being okay with your current state becomes so problematic, because it means that you're never really committing to your current work or your current state. Like if you're not happy with your current phone, you're constantly thinking about like how your phone could be a more powerful phone. And in the same way, I'm thinking like, even though I'm doing this work that is very useful for people, I just get stuck in this state where like, how can I be more useful? _fun. Rinray, try this. Get a notebook, a really small one like a Moleskine. Write things down when you do them. This will give you perspective to let you know what you did, that you did things today, and that it's okay to relax. Yeah, like I think about like getting back into bullet journaling. I found that to-do lists make me feel very bad. Like they work, like whenever I have like a new to-do list software, they work because like it's a fresh start and like they feel nice. Then after a while, they just accumulate into this big pile of stuff that I could be doing, and it just becomes. It makes me feel bad of like all the FOMO and all the shoulds and things I'm not doing just weighs on me, and I don't get things done. And the nice thing about bullet journaling is that it focuses more on what you are getting done, or like very narrowly what you're going to do today, or like this month or this week or whatever unit. And it's kind of like it gives you this clean slate over and over again. It still has the same problem because it accumulates to a certain degree, but I think that if I start it again, I'm going to be perhaps I'm going to start a completely new bullet journal every month or something, so that I get a completely new slate. Anchmin said, there's a great recent episode of Making Sense, which is relevant here. Sam Harris podcast. If you're watching the YouTube edit later, this is episode 178 being linked, The Reality Illusion, a conversation with Donald Hoffman and Anaka Harris. That is definitely something I will be listening to on the way home. Like this might be what I need. Conturan, you think about yourself thinking, and then to be safe, you think about yourself thinking about yourself thinking. I used to do it as an exercise. Ugh, yeah. Like it's peculiar. Oh, no. Chris, yes, I do daily done lists, not to-do lists. It helped me write a 9-page annual review for myself. Done list. Done list. Chris, that's good. That's good, man. I like that. Like, how do you, like, when you do that though, like, how do you deal with the anxiety of like, oh, what if I forget to do that? You know, like I have this thing where I need, like, do you write it down somewhere? Like, I don't know about to do. Like, the to do is dangerous because like it feels like you did it. Like would you? How do you do that? Like, do you write things down or anything? Do you have any to doing thing? _funk. It's not about remembering. It's about perspective. It's not a place to go to feel bad. It's a place to chronicle accomplishments. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. Yeah, it feels like, oh, this is, I like this. This is very much something that that feels good to me. Like something that is valuing what I do rather than looking forward to what I could be doing. _funk says it helped me hugely. I did it for last year. Yeah. This is the advice again from _funk. Get a notebook, a really small one, like a moleskin. Write down things you when you do them. This will give you perspective to let you know that you did things today and it's okay to relax. Yeah, for sure. Like, because I use things on iOS and Mac, and it's like the most beautiful software. But I don't think it's making me happy or productive in practice. I don't think I'm. It makes me feel bad. It makes me focus on all the things I'm not doing rather than taking pleasure in what I am doing. And like, maybe like it's, if you're focusing on what you are doing, like perhaps the done list from the current day is actually like a good start, like jumping off point from the to the next day, inspiration for the next day. Then you just like chain things instead of to doing them, and then you can just, if you actually need a reminder, then you can use something like do or something to nudge you in the future. Chris, thanks give me a sense of progress. I do not have a to-do, just some high-level direction points and work backlog. Things on the done list can be just small parts of a larger work area. _funk says the real key is you gotta think about the problem. Why do you feel bad? Why do you have anxiety? Maybe because you feel left behind. You feel you aren't doing enough. So why do we feel like that? Because we don't see that we are doing things. Even not doing things is doing things. Yeah, I definitely like going inwards and like journaling journaling is spectacular for me. Like it works really well. It's it can be a little bit of a trap because I start thinking too much about problems, but at least I get them out of my head, and that they kind of get stuck on paper. It's a good therapy for me, like discovering like what is this ball of inside of me that I'm feeling. It's so hard. Like it's getting better at identifying feelings. I think it's going to be a big thing for me during this year. Like journaling. Journaling is. I used to be very good at like using my day one. Might be. Chris says I write the done list each morning. How do you write the done list each morning? Like, do you know like from what you did before? I would forget that. Or do you write? Is it like a to-do list that you write as done? _funk says done today. I relaxed for 5 minutes and meditated. That's a thing. That's worth celebrating. Yeah, that's actually good. Like, at least you did something good. I have a friend of mine who was then like. She recommended having like as an end of day exercise to write down one thing that that she was happy about, like a good thing, like one good thing, and just like think about that. So leave the day off with that one good thing that happened or that is. God Warrior. I find that if I sit down and start talking to someone, I sometimes discover things that are bothering me that I didn't realize before. Yeah, that's true. Like having like someone to bounce off with is very, very useful. Like I have some friends where like I just find myself realizing things about myself as I talk. And honestly, you are that to me. Like this stream is amazing. Talking like this is makes me realize a lot of things that hasn't quite crystallized. Oh boy, we're actually making notes for myself here, like because these realizations are good. Yeah, Chris says, so the done list is what I did yesterday. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I would probably need to do it as I went through the day, but it's still a good thing to do. Like, I guess it's like maybe it actually improves your memory if you do it as an exercise in the morning. Lucas Kaisha, jumped your question. Like, don't be afraid to paste the question again if you feel like I've missed it. Like a Twitch chat is very hard to keep track of. It's a lot of information. _funk. Talking about this stuff is important. Community is important. This is why pair programming is so important. Forums like this is so important. Yeah, like I feel like connectedness is so important. Like being a place where feeling that you're part of something, that you feel genuine connection with people. That's why I love Twitch streaming so much, because unlike YouTube where I read the comments after the fact, like it feels like I'm like I'm genuinely talking to you in a way that is very different from other type of media. I really like live streams, but I hope to do something that we were visited by Sue Sinton, No Op Cat, this a couple of last month, and she did this between two talks. She did this little tour of European cities, and she didn't do meetups or anything like that. She visited individual people like me, but also people that were regulars on her Twitch channel, and that was really nice. That just spending time with individuals, not doing like workshops or like big meet and greets or anything. Just finding like, oh, that person has been hanging out in my chat forever. It would be nice to just talk to them and see like what their life is like, and not just for feeling connected to what it is that you're doing. Just feeling like, hey, I like I've been good to this person. I would like to do that. That would be really lovely. Way and Jimmy, do you guys have any recommendation on starting journaling? My handwriting is so bad. It's any way to make it better. First of all, it's probably not as bad as you think. I'm very critical of my handwriting, but still, when people see my handwriting, they comment that your handwriting isn't that bad. And it doesn't matter if it's a journal; it's just for you. And like if you want to write digitally, day one is pretty good. Like I really like that, turns out beautiful. It's very satisfying to write in it if you use Mac or iOS. Kleinfreund, you're late. Nice to have you here. Yeah, Kleinfreund was one of the people that Zeus visited, if I'm not mistaken. Duncan Moss, any design today is iterative by its nature and mandatory to be dynamic. Therefore, this dynamical environment requires a method to keep order priority. To-dos help this mindset a lot. Yeah, hypothetically, yes, but in practice, they make me sad. And not for lack of trying to have a system for it. I have been trying all of them. Like, or at least like, it feels like I'm trying hundreds of different to-do systems. And like, if I keep like not doing something for a long time, it's perhaps that's an indicator that I shouldn't be doing it, or like a kind of like a keep loosening this pen. I don't know. Perhaps not be so anxious around like the things that you are consistently not doing. Like if they were important, you probably should be doing them. Or at least like have it, or at least it's not working to keep it on a to-do list to make you do it. That is just making you feel even more anxietic about it and make you even more unlikely to do it. _funk says that pretty journals equals you might be solving the wrong problem or getting distracted by productivity porn. Oh, that's a good point. There's so many, like if you look at Instagram under bullet journaling, there are so many just pretty pictures of bullet journals, and like, why are you spending time posting your bullet journal on Instagram instead of actually doing things? Is that really the most important thing you can do? Journaling is that written practice of introspection. So finding a way to do that which works for you is the only important part. Brian Reynolds, I can't summon the willpower to journal. You might consider doing one of like start in a very, very simple way. Just make a simple gratitude journal, or like the 5-minute journal is like a structured journal that has like a series of questions. A 5-minute journal. I don't quite remember what they were. Just like a couple of question prompts, and it's you get it done very fast. It's meant to be very satisfying. Doesn't require a lot of willpower. Fun function. That's a sign that you don't have congruency. Congruency. Oh man, I could talk for hours about breaking those social constructs. What is congruency? I never heard of that word. Congruency. The quality of agreeing, being suitable and appropriate. The state of being congruent. Interesting. Rinray, that's the only male way to journal. Captain's log. It's a far way. Like, how can we model the journal in a duty way? Like, I find it so funny. Like that the Coke Zero had to be launched because Coke Light was considered like effeminate, and then they had to like do a brand where like that they marketed with explosions. It's one of the things that marketing makes a lot of like social cultural structures and patterns that we want to get rid of very, very obvious sometimes. Captain's log. Man journal. Alright. Chris. It's always stuff I want to do and should do, but do not do. A to-do list just shove this ever-growing list into my face. Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah, like going back to the books that I've been reading. The We Are Legion, We Are Bob book that I mentioned. He is I actually don't spoil the book by saying that he is a human that eventually turns into an AI that eventually replicates himself. That's the main core of the book, happens pretty fast into it. It's funny that even though he is borderline a god, and he can like move around individual atoms and stuff almost, and he has the ability to also replicate himself into infinite, like thousands of bobs. Even so, he has an ever-growing to-do list, like that never gets done, and that's just like a hilarious observation that he has like constantly like it's just gonna be never gonna get done. Just Emag, how do you get satisfaction from journaling if most of your days are similar? What I've found with journaling is that they help you realize that your days, like if you make an effort, you realize that your days are not as similar as you thought. Like there are, like it helps you to find unique and distinct things that happen during your day. So like the gratitude journal, like having a solid gratitude journal, I've learned that the key, and it's a good advice that I've gotten, to not repeat the same things over and over again. Like don't be grateful over your girlfriend or your dog or your nice situation in life every day, because like that is just gonna be too boring to be grateful for over and over. Like instead just think more in terms of delight rather than gratitude. Like there was something weird that happened on the way to work, like, oh, there was this guy that needed help to lift this thing and I helped lift it and he was like, nice, thank you, and it was a nice meeting. Or like I saw this child was smiling at me in this funny way and make me happy. Or I read this interesting article that made me laugh. Or like different little things that happen in your day that were good. So finding them makes your days seem a lot less like the same gray gob. UCBBB, I can't wait for you to do tutorials about stuff like how to do this app or that app instead of this meta programming life. Yeah, like I feel your pain. It's like that's also like a little bit of like the meta is that I know that people expect me to do those videos, which makes it hard to do those videos. It's weird. I feel like sometimes the problem with being a creator is that you kind of create like this weird prison for yourself. Like people start expecting a certain type of video, and then you sell sponsors, and then you feel like you have to create these videos, and it creates this very, very weird loop of feeling that you have to do things, and then it becomes very hard to do things because you are the only one making yourself do things. We'll see if we can get back to doing like doing some more practical videos in the 2020. Hopefully that will happen. Wei and Jimmy, is this video uploaded to YouTube? Yep, it will be. Blueberry 078, what's getting worked on here? We're just doing a chill AMA end of year stream before I go on vacation, so we're not programming anything today. We're just like talking about whatever, preparing ourselves for the holidays. Gonna hang around for 40 minutes more, no, 50 minutes more maybe. Yeah. Oh yeah. Kleinfreund says us. We're working on us. That's nice. Yeah, we are. Anschwitz, I've thought about it. Rather than a to-do list at the beginning of the day, writing a TIL journal at the end of each day. Kleinfreund says, can I be grateful for skies and dogs every day? That should do it. Yeah, that's a tricky thing though. Humans, there's something inside of us that makes it hard to be delighted over the same thing over and over and over. Like boredom is built into us. And I'm pretty sure that that's some kind of survival mechanic. It's very core to being a human being. Novelty and mutation are key, or we die. Like there's something, and that makes it our bad. I think that there's something to be said to be grateful for good things, like return to the basics and think, oh shit, I have this thing. But I think that one should also remember that there is, the way that we also must operate in line with how human nature works. I think that mutation and novelty, and I think it was just bad for humans to stay in the same place and do the same things forever. I think that those humans died out. But we should for sure try to be more grateful of clear skies and dogs. _funk. The prison of expectation and sunk cost. That's a source of anxiety. I don't have control. Yep. Rinray. What conferences are you planning to attend in 2020? Something to not miss. We will be definitely be live streaming and attending a NordLocker. That project was remarkably successful, and we're going to do something a lot more ambitious this year with the live stream and what we do. Let's see what we can explode that concept a little bit. That is gonna be amazing. We're probably me and Isa has still not exploited the fact that we are both conference speakers and using that to travel the world a little bit. We're gonna try to do that, but haven't seen what conferences are out there. Grant Glidewell. I've been sober for about 20 years. When I first got sober, I was grateful to have toes. The bar is much higher nowadays. I think that novelty and gratitude is important for some reason. Yeah. But that said, I think that you brought me some novelty with your perspective, and I'm gonna try to be grateful for my toes today. Slim Edge says, do you plan to get the Gold Creator Award from YouTube in 2020 and reach 1 million subscribers? That would be interesting. That would be interesting to see if we can reach that. Maybe we'll have something that just torpedoes us away and in popularity, and woof, suddenly we're there. Who knows? And yeah, Grant, as Rinray says, congratulations on getting sober and staying sober. That's amazing. Addictions are hard, and alcohol is one of the trickiest things. If alcohol was your thing, that's a grand achievement to beat, and you should be very, very proud of yourself. A lot of that's a harder task than most people achieve in their lives, I would say. The Bossris, what is your advice on getting started in freelancing for React? I don't know. I've never freelanced, but I'm sure that someone in chat perhaps could give you some tips. Give the Bossris some tips. Chris, I'm grateful that you tried out Twitch. I'm really enjoying Twitch. Twitch is definitely staying. It's so nice to just spend some time with you. Currently 69 people, just being on the other side. Kleinfreund asks the chat, anybody got some favorite albums from this year of 2019? Yeah, well, people are looking that up. I'm gonna look up that. My Spotify. The people that don't know, I used to work for Spotify. Can you see? Did they build a year in review for desktop? I don't think they did. Don't think they did. Don't really know if I've been, like, I'm not gonna give it, like, I found this amazing playlist on Spotify, Coffee Table Jazz. Gonna paste the link in the in the chat. It's so good for just keeping in the background. It's best background music of all time. Raymer asks, do you have any code still in production on Spotify? I would imagine so. Jacob can't possibly have replaced all my code yet. Maybe they did. Maybe they did actually. If I'm looking at liked songs. Yeah. So we used, like, I mostly built the collection feature, which was like the ability to just save things without putting them in a playlist. But honestly, like, looking at the current design, I suspect that it's actually a playlist now. Let's see if it behaves the same way. Like, yeah, it's probably a playlist. Then my code is probably gone. I mostly spent, I removed more code at Spotify than I added. I had a net negative line count. Very proud of that. Got rid of. I think that my grand achievement was getting rid of a bunch of legacy apps, so that the programmers that came after me didn't have to maintain them. Hopefully they created grand things by not being distracted. Slimage asks, I don't know if you've answered this question before or not, but what are the most problems you faced before you quit your job at Spotify? Quit your job as a software engineer in Spotify and try to be independent. I think it's not an easy thing at the beginning, especially when you will be paid every month and you have to do things by yourself to earn money. Yeah, I quit like when the Patreon campaign launched. So basically that was the reason why I could quit. Like, we did one really serious push to get the Patreon going, and that money in combination with the extra things that we had on the side was like, David said, like, he did the calculation and he said, like, yes, quit your job. And I did. Just threw myself out there and we made it work. But I think that, like, honestly, the biggest challenge wasn't really money. It's biggest challenge is still the challenge I have now. It's getting things done as a solo. In hindsight, it's important to have a structure, like a co-founder is very important, and to have that co-founder in place. And David has been absolutely instrumental to me being productive and focused. But it would have been better to, I think like in hindsight, maybe the way that I would have structured it is to have both of us drop to like 50% salaries, both of us, and then working from there, so that we could both be on site and motivate each other to make it into a normal job. Right now I'm having I'm an extrovert, so I'm having a hard time motivating myself unless I have a team that constantly pushes myself to do things. Robert Tables asked, do you know how long your year-end break will be? Yes. I am going to the first stream next year is going to be the 13th of January. 13th. Ihor Prisanko, did you enjoy working at Spotify and will you recommend this company for a junior dev? Maybe tips to get there. Love your streams. Spotify was a great company to work for. I never worked for any company longer than 18 months except Spotify, where I worked for 5 years. I think that says something about how good it was. Not like it's a hard time for me to recommend it now because I don't know what the company is like. It was a long time since I quit. Probably like a bit more corporate now. So you're gonna be even more of like a small cog in a big machinery, I think. But even so, like it's gonna be like one of the. I still think it's gonna be one of the more flat organizations given its size. You have it's a great place. They have great benefits and great parties, great culture. It's very nice, or was very nice. I would definitely consider them as an employer. And of course, like one of the big things is that you can work in Stockholm, which is honestly one of the best places in the world to live. Besides the housing market and the weather, which is all both manageable. It's spectacular. La do 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 do. Awesome. I would like to see a collab between you and the tech lead discussing these meta programming life matters. Is there any chance that we will see that in the future? I do like the tech lead. I'm so like it's so meta. I don't like, is all that he's saying true, or is it a character, or is it like a partial character, or like what is like it's wonderful. I would love to do something with the tech lead. He's a bag of sarcasm, that's for sure. But I'm so fascinated. Like what is he actually like to talk to? You know, like what would he? It's I would love to talk to him. Yeah, like it's definitely gonna be more. The show is definitely gonna have more collaborations and more guests. More guests. That's a big one. Like I'm gonna try to have guests on almost every show, because it's so much more fun when you have a guest. It ends up in being just much better. Edward Z8, more functional JavaScript. Yeah, might do that. It's I know that it would be cool to do like a functional series with Sean May. Was really nice to have him on and do transducers, and it turned out really nice. What have people been writing in chat? If I missed your question, like feel free to post it again. It's a lot of messages. Like so, and don't be shy to ask a question. We have another 35 minutes to work with. How would you compare working for a product company, working for a software house? Software houses has the advantage of like that you can try out a lot of different technologies, which is very cool. I think that software houses are a great place for a junior engineer to start, because you end up trying, like, dipping your feet into so many different little projects and tool sets, and yeah, that's that's really nice. But I think that like I wouldn't be able to do it for a longer time, because it creates like this sense of disconnectedness. Like you don't have like a clear alliance to any team, so you end up feeling that you don't really belong anywhere, and it's hard to find purpose in like, Spotify was more like I was a Spotifyer, and that was very nice. I could tell people around me that this is what I do and this is why I do it. I guess it wasn't as strong as when Spotify was really created and they were like really forging the path for an industry and making a change for an industry for the better. Because most of the time I was working there, the Spotify it had already changed the industry. And Apple was more or less just catching up, and like now they did a streaming service and everybody did a streaming service, and Spotify was more like, yes, now we just have to hold our position. And do we really need to, though? Like from a societal standpoint, like, does it really matter if customers move to Spotify or they move to Apple Music or they move to Google Music? Like, but that was sort of why I started feeling less and less motivated, because I couldn't really see the point, or like, but yeah, I think that's the main thing, that you are connected to a team and you are part of something in a more specific way, I would say. And but the disadvantage is that you work a lot with like legacy systems, and you can't really you can't and you shouldn't be migrating to new technologies all the time. Like, you should be making sure that current things work and like are cohesive. Cohesiveness is a lot better than modern. There's a limit to that. Of course, you need to migrate to. You shouldn't be staying on dead technologies. That's dangerous. But a lot of the backend at Spotify was very simple Java services, and that was a little bit the reason why they were so successful, because everybody could understand every service. They were simple to work with, and not a lot of meta programming bullshit. But then again, like, that's also tricky from a developer standpoint. How do you grow though? Like, maintaining like these services, like you need to mutate as well. But mutating on current services, it's like, how do you balance like producing value with mutating as a person? It's tricky. Scruff apps, TypeScript on the rise. Maybe some tutorials on that. Yeah. TypeScript is for sure something that we should be doing. Maybe David Korshid is a great speaker at NordLocker. He's like also very good on camera. Would be nice to have him on. Teach me TypeScript. Convince me of it. I've been anti-types. Okay, I came from a C# background. Really liked it, but I don't know, like, coming to JavaScript, you were so productive. It just was nice, and now TypeScript was like, I don't know. I think it seems like people are very happy with it. Like, it's very high on the list of loved languages on Stack Overflow. So think it's time for me to give it a serious shot, maybe like during next year. Chris Notter, who was your favorite guest this year? Who was my favorite guests? From a channel success standpoint, it was for sure Dan Abramov, and it was a fun stream to have, but you know, I think that No-Op Cat was if we don't count Isa, but that's a hard bias. I think that like No-Op Cat was a very nice stream. That was so fun. It turned out to be both very good from a code standpoint and also very good from a soft coding, like soft talking standpoint. That was just great. I really liked the stream a couple of days ago, like coding a complete snake game with Pomle. That was really, really cool. Pontus is such a wonderful man. I love spending time with him. Robert Tables, many streamers use Discord as an off-stream communication gathering place. Have you thought about your Patreon for that? And joined it 26 months ago, well before I even discovered Twitch at all. Wow, that is so cool. Like that is very flattering, Robert. Yeah, we'll see about that. It's not like I'm not even keeping up to speed with the Fun forum. Like adding another community seems very daunting. I really like that, but like I think that it's just that the fact that I'm afraid of the headache of maintaining it. I wouldn't be able to spend significant time there. So if we were to do that, we would need to find someone that is like willing to run it, like be the community community leader there, and make that would basically be a different thing. Like it wouldn't be like a place where I hang out. Like we would pop in, of course, but I would make no commitment to being there in any way, because I just don't have the energy to, like the possibility of committing to that long term for infinity. Because a community lives forever, and I'm not big on forever projects. I tend to like be but yeah, I think that like it's I think a lot of people would like it. I'm not completely averse to it. Like community is amazing, and maybe a Discord would, since we're moving to since this is getting more and more twitchy and more live, and definitely like helping each other and being together is one of the things that Fun for Function is moving more to, and that I want to do more of. And in that sense, like maybe a Discord is what we need, like. And I'm Day 9 is my role model when it comes to online content creation, and he has a very, very active Discord that he is that is pushing, and maybe that's something really good to consider. Yeah, Robert Tables, I understand the reservations completely. You need community champions. I just want to learn what ways you were thinking about it specifically as it pertains to your Twitch adventure. Yeah, community champions would be, and it feels like the nice thing with Twitch is that it allows us to kind of have a steady stream of those. So I think that maybe it won't be a problem. Maybe we can just like find some volunteers that would find it interesting to run it, and to run it for whatever time that they felt was useful, and then find people to replace them when they were done, so we can keep like a steady pace of community champions for that. That would be like, it'd be interesting for sure. Rinray pulls up a question by Lucas Kaisha. I think you didn't answer, not sure, but I got kicked out of the stream at some point in the middle. Do you miss work inside of a company? Oh yeah, this was. Do you miss work inside a company like Spotify? Have lunch with your colleagues, etc. Be a dev YouTuber, teach you more than daily practical work. Oh, this is a question that comes close to heart. You know, like, do I miss that? I think I do. It's like I really miss like the like going into work and like having like a clear thing to do, and like the whole like going home being done for the day, and like having colleagues there every day. Like I do miss that. I do. And yeah, I do. And I hope that I can build a little bit of more of that during this year, like a more of a sense of community. I'm moving to a much more social co-working space than I had before. It's gonna be nice. I hope to get it tired, didn't sleep a lot during the weekend, and I hope to be more involved with that and build Fun Function into something a little bit bigger. Like have an editor, and I don't know, be more people at work. Like also really looking forward to having David come on full time, which we hope we can do in March. And being a dev to a YouTuber definitely does not teach me any practical work. Definitely not. I'm not doing a lot of coding, and the coding that I do does not at all look like like the things, like the demands that I had at Spotify. It's like I'm definitely turning more into like a tech journalist rather than a coder. Brian Reynolds, would you want to know when and where you'll die? Interesting. That's peculiar. Wonder what that would do to a person. I mean, we roughly know when we will die already. Like there's such a high probability that I'll probably die when I'm sort of 80 out of some cancer or something. We can operate sort of out of that assumption. But if I I think I would want to know, you know? I think I would be able to handle that because like I'm already okay with my mortality, and let's say that I died earlier, then I would just have to be sort of okay with that and plan for that, like because I'm already like sort of planning for like dying at sort of like 80, 90 shit at best. So if I knew that I was gonna die at 60, then then I'll probably just adapt around that, and like that would allow me to take a lot of risks because like I knew that, oh, this is not gonna kill me. Yeah, like it's interesting, like the no, like I'm no, huh. Robert Tables, if you knew where, could you just avoid that place and live forever, or is it some kind of final destination scenario? Yeah, I mean I think that the question presupposes that there isn't free will though, or that there is some kind of huh. No, but like the universe eventually just like tries to get you to that spot. You just end up there anyway. Yeah, but like I speaking of the Sam Harris episode that we were talking about earlier, like he talks a lot about like that he doesn't think that we have free will, and he makes like a very stern argument for it, and that he says that it's useful. Sorry, it's useful in the sense that it makes us more compassionate. It's very hard to hate someone if you don't believe in the concept of free will, because people do things because they ended up in a certain place. But I've been holding off on reading that book because I don't know what it would do to me if I actually started properly believing that we don't have free will. I guess that whatever happens is inevitable. Because I worry about a lot of things and they seem very real, and then I believe that that thing's gonna happen, and I don't know, maybe I would just, or maybe I would be like, maybe it would be calming. Maybe it would be calming if you knew that things would happen, because if you knew that you were gonna die at like a specific point, you don't really know how you will end up there. Like a story, a movie is still very interesting, even if you know exactly like if they show you the ending first, because it's still interesting to see how we ended up there. And I have this person in my social circle that she's a lot more spiritual than me. She's very spiritual overall, like to the point of annoyance. But sometimes she says, a couple of times she said this sentence to me that have given me odd calm. And she said, if you're meant to get it, you'll get it. If it's meant to happen, it will happen. And she's said it to me like around like things that has been in the future, like I'm gonna get that job, or I'm gonna get that contract. And it's something very calming about when I fall into that belief, because it kind of like slows my brain down. It's just like, yeah, I don't need to think too much about like the alternate scenarios, because it's just gonna fold itself out in a way anyway. So I can just like calm down and wait and see what happens and adapt to that situation. But yeah, I don't know. Robert Tables says that, yeah, the movie Memento, starring Guy Pearce, was based on the exact, it's Memento, no? Based on the exact idea of showing the ending first, then learning how things ended up that way. It's a fantastic film. Yeah, and it plays backwards, no? Sort of. And weird, like it's super funky. Super fluffy punch. God, you're so hot. Thank you. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. I'm gonna stick around for 14 more minutes. And then we're gonna call it Christmas. Or whatever holiday you're gonna be doing. Boom, boom, boom. So what are everyone doing for Christmas? Like, are you gonna go home to your family? Are you gonna try to stay off coding? We're gonna do some side project? What are you gonna do? Oh, Brian Brown says, you should read Sam's book. It's not really the deconstruction you think it would be. Yeah. Yeah, I might do that. Robert Table says, do you have any particular favorite holiday traditions? The one that I'm looking forward to is we're going to on Christmas Day. My family tends to go bathing in the sea in sub-zero temperatures, or like you crack a hole in the ice and then you dip yourself in, and then you go up into the sauna, and you sit there, heat yourself up, and then you repeat the process over and over again until you feel done, and you drink beer and you talk about life. It is spectacular. It's really nice, and it's we go to this beautiful old bathhouse that is a big wooden bathhouse that is just gorgeous architecture, that is built like a couple of 100 meters out into the sea in southern Sweden. So you sit, and so the sauna has like a glass side, so you sit out there like looking out over the sea while you're like sitting in the sauna, and then you go down into the water and it is special. It's like when they got me into it, I wasn't sure if I were gonna hate it, and I have this rule that says if I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to hate it, I have to say yes if it's something new, and I'm super glad I did. The feeling that it gives you is like when you have a bad cold and you use a nasal spray and just like clears you up. It's like that feeling, but for your entire body. That's like what going from a sauna to the ice does. Robert Tables. Oh, we know you have experience jumping into the ocean. We saw it on the NordLocker stream. Yep, that's true. Oh, Chris asks, what's the artwork next to your YouTube award? I will show you. Let's see. I'm just gonna pop this up so that I can make it focus. Yeah. So this, for the people that don't know, my younger brother he works as an artist, and he doesn't do a lot of drawings, but he's very good at it, and he mostly does animation actually. But this is just something that he, like a Christmas gift he made for me, because he knows that I like cats a lot, and so this is me as like a cat, and this is the Blue Yeti microphone that I used at that time. And these here, they are the lamps that I'm still using actually. They have been around for quite a while. It's like the YouTuber me as a cat. Really like it. Brian Brennels, what is your most fond childhood memory? Ooh. Good question. I think that like getting an 8-bit Nintendo was very big for me. That was high impact gaming. Also like the there's a lot of getting computer stuff here, but like my getting on my Amiga 1200 was also pretty cool. Brian Brennels, I can't picture you as a kid. Shall we try that then? There we go. Yeah, this is me. I think this was around when I was this was my birthday, 99. That's a long time ago. It's nearly the same color, right? But back to the roots. I went into being a YouTuber so I could be a kid again. Robert Table, I suspect Fun for Function and I may be very close to the same age. Yeah, I'm born 83. So what the fuck am I? 35? 36? I constantly lose track. Yeah, fun childhood memory. Played a lot of Warhammer as well. Really like that. So like, had a really nice moment where we played Dungeons and Dragons and took a break, and the mother of the host made us like hamburgers and potatoes, grilled, like oven grilled potatoes, and that was a really nice moment. I think that like we're gonna end off the stream with a quote. So can somebody give us a quote to get us to start off the Christmas holiday, Christmas break. Do that. And while you do that, I'm actually gonna give a little shout out to a sponsor, NordLocker. So NordVPN is launching a new product. You can find it's gonna rotate away in a little bit, this thing, but you can find it in the Twitch box, or if you're watching the YouTube edit, you can find it down in the episode description. It's a product so that you can create like a end-to-end encrypted locker inside of your cloud storage. So I use it for Google Cloud and Dropbox. Since they're American hosted companies, that means that the US government basically has access to my data, and NordLocker, or anyone that hacks my stuff. So NordLocker allows you to do like an end-to-end encrypted box, and they also have the thing that they add over solutions like TrueCrypt is that you can easily share the thing with like controlled sharing between people. So it's very easy to create like a certain thing, and it's also good at doing like the interim sync because it's like this nice structure. It's a very nice little product, and very happy to have them. So if you're looking for something like that, perhaps like me and David use it as a low low complexity solution to share share keys, like environment keys, files between our stuff that we don't want to keep in version control, and when we don't want to go use all the huge specific services that are very complex, like Vault or Kubernetes management. It's kind of nice. Yeah, check them out. Like we have a great offer for people. All right, Brian Reynolds. That's a nice quote. Your booze do not affect me. I've seen what you cheer for. Rick Sanchez. That's a nice one. Fotodigitalisering, is that Swedish? It's exactly the same as in Dutch. Yeah, it's it's Swedish. It's like this is part of digitizing my old photos. Going through that, remembering things for the channel. Yeah. We're gonna end up with this quote. This is actually like, I really like that quote. Your booze do not affect me. I've seen what you cheer for, Rick Sanchez. Swissroo, hi, I have an important question before you leave. What a cliffhanger. You should have been here earlier, maybe. Swissroo, how long until absolutely everything is in JavaScript? I think it's an interesting notion. It's all gonna be there eventually. Yeah. You know what, people? It is now 6 o'clock here. It's the end of the Monday. End of the Monday for me. And the rest of the week is gonna be me moving the studio, scheduling some videos for Christmas, and then I'm gonna head off south to visit friends, family, try to not think about coding or videos for until the 13th when I'm back. And for the rest of you that are perhaps also having this as your final week or like anything, then a very Merry Christmas to you, or whatever holiday you practice, and a Happy New Year. Check out the YouTube channel for some videos during the holidays where we interview people at NordLocker, gonna be review. And yeah, until the 13th of January, stay curious. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. This was the best. I love you so much.